Imagine waking up one day to find that everything you believed in, everything that held your world together, was suddenly stripped away. You're left adrift in a sea of chaos, searching desperately for something solid to cling to. This unsettling scenario is not just a hypothetical for Jordan Peterson. It's the very essence of what he believes our society is teetering on the brink of, a collective madness born from the erosion of individual belief and the collapse of shared values. Why does Jordan Peterson think our society is on the brink of madness? It's a question that might make you pause. After all, we live in a world of technological marvels and unprecedented connectivity, but Peterson warns us not to be lulled into a false sense of security. Beneath the surface of our seemingly stable society lies a chasm of existential uncertainty, a void created by the death of shared myths and the rise of ideological extremism. Peterson argues that the individual is the cornerstone of society, protected from chaos by the many walls that surround them. These walls are not just physical but also metaphorical, cultural norms, belief systems, and personal values that provide structure and meaning. However, when these walls are breached, chaos is unleashed, and the individual is left vulnerable. It's like a building standing after an earthquake. It may appear intact, but one more shake could bring it crashing down. This metaphorical earthquake is not just a modern phenomenon. History is littered with examples of societies that have crumbled under the weight of their own contradictions. The Cold War, with its looming threat of nuclear annihilation, is a stark reminder of how close we have come to the brink. Peterson reflects on this period with a sense of incredulity. How could rational people risk total destruction? What could possibly justify such madness? The answer, Peterson suggests, lies in the human tendency to cling to group identities at the expense of individual creativity and freedom. Patriotism, nationalism, and other forms of collective identity can provide a sense of order, but they also come with the risk of stifling the individual's creative potential. When the state becomes more important than the individual, society teeters on the edge of madness. Peterson's exploration of these themes is not just an academic exercise, it's deeply personal. He recounts his own journey of disillusionment with political science, a field he initially pursued to understand the structure of human beliefs. But he found the explanations offered by political scientists, rooted in rational forces and economic pressures, woefully inadequate. Real motivation, he realized, lay in the domain of value and morality. This realization led Peterson to study psychology, where he encountered the works of Carl Jung. Jung's idea that personal problems are relevant to society resonated with Peterson. If we can solve our own existential dilemmas, we can contribute to the collective well-being. But this is easier said than done. The journey to self-discovery often involves a descent into chaos, a confrontation with the unknown that can be both terrifying and transformative. Peterson's visit to a maximum security prison in Edmonton serves as a vivid illustration of this descent. Surrounded by murderers and rapists, he faced the raw reality of human depravity. Yet even in this den of chaos, there was a glimmer of insight. The prisoners, stripped of societal norms, embodied the struggle between order and chaos, a struggle that plays out in every individual and every society. The challenge, Peterson argues, is to navigate this chaos without succumbing to it. We must find a balance between the security of the known and the potential of the unknown. Too much order leads to stagnation, while too much chaos leads to destruction. The key is to modify our understanding of the world while maintaining a sense of security, a delicate dance that requires both courage and wisdom. Peterson's critique of modern society extends to the ideological structures that have dominated the 20th century. Fascism and communism, with their rational and logical propositions, ultimately failed because they lacked the mystery and creativity inherent in genuine belief systems. These ideologies promised order, but delivered chaos, leaving a legacy of destruction and disillusionment. In the aftermath of these failed experiments, we find ourselves in a world where traditional spirituality has declined, and New Age movements have risen to fill the void. But are these new beliefs any less dangerous than the old ones? Peterson is skeptical. He warns against the gullibility that allows us to swallow grand narratives without question, urging us instead to seek beliefs that are both reasonable and admirable. As we stand on the threshold of the third Christian millennium, Peterson sees an opportunity for renewal. We have demonstrated that certain forms of social regulation do not work, and we have the motivation to seek alternatives. But this requires a willingness to confront the unknown, to embrace the chaos that lies beyond our protective walls. In the end, Peterson's message is both a warning and a call to action. Our society may be on the brink of madness, but we have the power to pull back from the edge. By valuing the individual, embracing creativity, and seeking meaningful beliefs, we can build a society that is resilient in the face of chaos. It's a daunting task, but one that is essential for our survival. So, what do you believe? Are you ready to confront the chaos and find meaning in the madness? The choice is yours, and the stakes couldn't be higher. As you ponder these questions, the gravity of Peterson's message becomes clearer. The challenge is not just theoretical, it is deeply practical, woven into the fabric of everyday life. Each decision we make, each belief we hold, contributes to the broader tapestry of society. The stakes are indeed high, and the implications are vast. But how do we, as individuals, begin to navigate this complex interplay between order and chaos? Peterson suggests starting with the smallest unit of society, the self. He emphasizes the importance of personal responsibility and self-improvement. By striving to be better versions of ourselves, we contribute to the stability and resilience of society as a whole. This journey is not about achieving perfection, but about engaging in a continuous process of growth and learning. It's about setting our own houses in order before we attempt to change the world. This notion of personal responsibility extends to how we interact with others. Peterson advocates for honest communication and genuine connection. In a world that often rewards superficiality and conformity, he challenges us to engage in meaningful dialogues, to listen as much as we speak, and to be open to perspectives different from our own. This openness, he argues, is crucial in bridging the gaps that divide us and in fostering a sense of community and belonging. In practical terms, this means taking the time to understand the underlying motivations and fears that drive both ourselves and others. By doing so, we can begin to dismantle the barriers of prejudice and misunderstanding that fuel societal discord. It's about recognizing the common humanity that binds us, despite our differences. Peterson also calls for a re-evaluation of our cultural narratives. The stories we tell about ourselves and our world shape our beliefs and actions. He encourages us to engage with these narratives critically, to question the assumptions that underpin them, and to seek out stories that inspire and uplift. By doing so, we can create a culture that values creativity, compassion, and courage. Yet, Peterson is not naive about the challenges we face. He acknowledges the seductive power of ideologies that promise easy answers to complex questions. The allure of such ideologies is understandable, especially in times of uncertainty. But he warns against sacrificing our individuality for the sake of group identity, urging us instead to embrace the complexity and ambiguity of human existence. This journey towards self-discovery and societal renewal is not a solitary one. It requires collaboration and collective effort. Peterson envisions a society where individuals come together to build structures that support both personal autonomy and communal well-being. This vision is not about returning to a mythical past, but about forging a future that honors the richness of human potential. As we move forward, the path is fraught with challenges and uncertainties. But it is also filled with possibilities. The choice is ours: to retreat into the comfort of the known, or to venture into the unknown with courage and curiosity. By choosing the latter, we not only confront the chaos but also tap into the creative energy that drives innovation and progress. Ultimately, Peterson's message is one of hope. Despite the darkness that often surrounds us, there is light to be found. By embracing our individual and collective capacities for growth, we can create a world that reflects the best of our shared humanity. It's a vision that calls for both introspection and action, for both humility and boldness. The journey may be daunting, but it is a journey worth taking. A journey towards meaning, purpose, and a society that is truly resilient in the face of chaos.